Alright, welcome everyone. It's your Heroscape here today with update number 36. Apologies for the lateness of the hour. This has been a long day for the design team, and so they got to us pretty late today. So it's very possible, most likely possible, that many of you won't see this till tomorrow, and we will also have an update tomorrow as well on a Friday, which they like to do those early, and that has been confirmed that it should be early. So you'll probably see a double update just because this is so late, and then we're going to get some updates early tomorrow. Though I'll try to get to it as quick as possible with the update tomorrow. Just depends on my work schedule. I got some meetings in the morning, so we'll see how that goes. But some updates. We've got a few today. We got a figure image, which is super cool. We have an update for PulseCon. And then we obviously have the design updates for today. So, well, and then some details for tomorrow's update that we already know. So let's just jump through those really quick, and then we'll get to the designs. So first things first, PulseCon, they did announce officially that 2:15 p.m. is when they're going to go live on October 1st, so Saturday. Now that's Eastern time, so 2:15 Eastern time on October 1st, and that was posted in the Heroscapers Discord and on the announcement page in the Discord from Avalon Hill. So set your calendars, 2:15 p.m. Eastern time is when you want to tune in. It's basically just going to be where they announce the entire Heroscape campaign, and the HasLab, and kind of covering all those details. So that was announced today, and obviously more details will come, and if there's any updates, I'll keep you updated in the next couple weeks. So there's that. The miniature that we got posted today was of the groundhog driller guy, so we'll check that out in just a second. And then the update tomorrow, they already confirmed, and this is in Carmine, that he's going to drop 10 figures tomorrow. So first of all, this entire week has been a double post week because someone on Facebook was like, I'm concerned about what they have in their content. They haven't been posting enough. Some of this stuff is just kind of meh. Like, do they really have enough content for bringing back Heroscape? And Carmine took that personally, I think. And so this week they were doing double posts, which is why we've had two design posts each week or each day this week. And then he's just like, okay, tomorrow I'm dropping 8 designs, 8 figures, or that's what he said, 8. And he's like, no, sorry, I miscounted 10. And so tomorrow on a Friday, special Fridays, we're going to go from 2 designs usually to now 10. So either that's, a couple unique squads. And so he's, just making it easy and doing, 2 or 3 unique squads. Or those are going to be individual heroes, I have no idea, or a mix and match of unique squads and heroes, I don't know. Regardless, that's at least 3 designs worth, right? 2 squads and a hero, or 2. So a lot to look forward to tomorrow. So stay tuned, keep your notifications ready, and no one's going to get anything done tomorrow. I can guarantee that. Especially me trying to talk through all those designs. So anyway, something to look forward to. We need to jump into today's update though, so let's get to it. So first things first, let's take a look at this miniature. This is that burrow breaker. I can't remember what he's called from the other day, yesterday I think. And they're just showing the miniature size, design, look. We can't really see anything in the background, it's too blurry, but just want to point out that my first impression when I saw this miniature this morning was that it feels very Heroscape. And that was my first honest impression. When I've been seeing this design and others, I mean, you look at the miniature itself, it's detailed, but it's not over-designed. It's not over-detailed, right? Some miniature games just feel so meticulous with all the little trinkets and gadgets and over detailed, and the concept art, I will admit, does feel that way. right? When we look at the concept art, it's extremely detailed. There's lots of little nooks and crannies and, gadgets and gizmos. And so it feels like it's over-designed. It doesn't feel like the simple, almost cartoony feel that Heroscape has felt from the beginning. But when I saw this miniature, I said to myself, this feels like Heroscape. Like, it just feels like the original designs, because it's simple, it's smooth, the size is good, and it just feels Heroscape-y to me, which was a lot of relief. I was looking at all these concept arts, and my concern was that it would just feel too over-detailed, is what I'm thinking, right? And we're even going to look at the designs today, and it's still, lots of little gizmos and gadgets on the miniatures makes it feel a little bit over-designed or over-detailed. But again, my thought was just looking at this guy makes me think, you know what, we're going to be all right. The concept art has to be detailed. It has to be detailed so you get the idea of what they're going for. But then the miniature ends up becoming a lot simpler form of what's on paper. And so I just wanted to point that out. I love this, and it looks such like a Heroscape unit. Now, just a quick thing here. We've got Dysel, who is posting officially on the Heroscapers forum, which was just a repost from what was on the Hasbro Avalon Hill page. Just that it's going to be at 2:15 Eastern, and here's the announcement. So technically, PulseCon is happening on the September 30th and October 1st, but the Hasbro Avalon Hill portion will be the panel discussion at 2:15 Eastern time on the 1st. So put that in your calendars, and it just says here, it's going to be experience one-of-a-kind moments celebrating your biggest passions for fans, expert brand panels, special guest appearances, product reveals, and giveaways. Ooh, I did not realize that. I missed that. You guys. Giveaways. Oh, man, I just got a lot more excited. Holy crap, they're going to be doing giveaways. Woo! Yeah, I just got really excited for that. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait. So, show up. Yeah, 2:15 Eastern. So brand panels, special guest appearances, product reveals, and giveaways. I am excited. Ooh, okay, yes. So put it in your calendars. All right, now let's get to today's update. If I don't kill a man every now and then, they forget who I am. Dorum, the Bulkhead Brawler, never backs down from a fight, ever. Dorum accepts every contract, every opportunity to prove himself against the odds. Is one more tale to tell, clasping mugs and shouting shanties. Wait, every opportunity to prove himself against the odds. Oh, is one more tale to tell, clasping mugs and shouting shanties. Sorry, I read that wrong. Like the strongest hull of an ironclad, Dorum stands firm against the largest of adversaries with a tenacity and steadfast resolve which rivals even the Valkyrie Aquila herself. So I think that's indicating he follows Aquila. The bigger a monstrosity roaring primal rage in his face, the higher Dorum the Bulkhead Brawler revs the engine of his mighty chain axe in response. Heck yeah. Not one to ever be left behind in a charge, Dorum insists on always being the first to slam into the enemy ranks like a naval ram. Like a sudden storm of death and thunder following close behind Dorum are the various exiles of the Sundered Sea, experts in a swordplay and barking irons, who stood before the mast at Aquila's call. Okay, so again, Aquila. Like the Sundered Sea itself, the exiles are unpredictable and run rigs on their enemies, hornswaggling their adversaries with ease and appearing almost pistol-proof, seemingly always just out of reach and range. Okay, so quite a bit to unpack there. Let's come back to that after we take a look at the miniatures. Dorum the Bulkhead Brawler. First one to look at. First off, this is a dwarf that we did see in the original reveal, right, at Gen Con. This is a miniature we've seen. This is just the concept art, so, you just kind of get to see what originally was conceptualized for him, but we do have the miniature painted and shown from the original reveal. But what I didn't realize is this thing is a frickin' chain axe. So not a chainsaw, it's a chain axe. Oh man, so that is sweet. So you know he's got some sort of special ability or power or special attack that gives extra dice or attack or in some form against large and huge figures, which is consistent with dwarves, right? If we look here, it says he stands firm against the largest adversaries with a steadfast resolve, and the bigger the monstrosity, the higher he revs his engine, right? So I think he's going to remain consistent with dwarf design, where he's probably going to have tough or a similar ability, or just high defense. You know, however they decide to show that, dwarves defensively tend to do quite well. And then I think he will also have an ability against monstrosities, against large and huge figures, where he has some sort of bonus. So pretty straightforward there. The other ability that I think is implicated here is that he is the first to slam into enemy ranks. So there's a couple different ways you can show that. Kazuke Samurai have Charging Assault, so that's one option. The other option is Overextend Attack, and that actually would be consistent with, this form of kind of reckless abandon, where he's insisting that he's the first to slam into the ranks, right? When you slam into a rank, that shows a sense of recklessness, right? And I feel like Overextend Attack is kind of a reckless way to, you're damaging yourself, right? You're overextending yourself, right? And I think that's kind of what's insinuated here. So I could see an Overextend Attack ability, direct copy, or a similar ability. Now for the Exiles of the Sundered Sea. First off, another unique squad, which is awesome, and a unique squad of 4. I think unique squads of 4 are the right way to do it. Unique squads of 3 have a tough time sometimes, so I think a 4-man unique squad is great. And again, it's a multi-species. This guy looks human, yeah. She looks human. So it looks like human and then some form of serpentine. We do know, so this chick actually was on the original reveal as well. She was painted, and we saw the miniature in the original Heroscape reveal, so you can go back and check her out. They painted her with like green hair and I think like blue skin or something like that. Clearly serpent-like. I would say probably serpent folk, but the rest of her body's humanoid, right? Same with his. So I'm not 100% on them being serpent folk, because I think serpent folk technically, I'd have to go back and check D&D, because I don't know that serpent folk actually have humanoid bodies. I'm not 100% sure on that. But that's just me. I just don't know. So I don't know what kind of species they are, but clearly different than the humanoids. So we've got a multi-species squad here. The Sundered Sea is an interesting point. If we look here, it says, where does it say it? Okay, like them, they're unpredictable. Yeah, just like the Sundered Sea. So first off, the Sundered Sea is an entirely new location we don't know about. So that's new. We don't know what that is. That's potentially a new territorial location, or the name has changed because of actual physical changes to Valhalla. We don't know where that is yet, but clearly that's part of the Age of Annihilation. And clearly the Sundered Sea has made a name for itself, hence there are exiles that have, taken upon them that name. So very interesting concept there, because we don't know about the Sundered Sea or the location, but we know that Aquila is around that area, and we know that there are obviously exiles to the Sundered Sea, which would indicate that it's also a perilous location, because if you're exiled somewhere, typically that means you expect to be dead or in a wasteland or in some form of being kicked out of something, right? So maybe it's around Hawkland. Hawkland's the island that we know of, so maybe around there somehow they named this location Sundered Sea, and so it's people that have been kicked off Hawkland. I don't know. I'm just throwing out guesses. But in terms of abilities, they don't give too much here, other than they're always just out of reach and range. Not really sure what that is going to imply for abilities, so share your thoughts. But one thing it notices here is it says, where does it say it? Okay. Oh, yeah, thunder, let's see, like a sudden storm with death and thunder. Yeah, following close behind Dorum. So following close behind Dorum implies that he's also an exile of the Sundered Sea. Or that there's some sort of synergy, right? Clearly they're different than the Dawn Raider Syndicate, I think. They are pirate-like, both of them, and it indicates that they're on ships and on the sea. So I'm not sure if they're going to be Dawn Raider Syndicate. I think they would have told us if they were, so I don't think they are. Clearly they do have a synergy together, and they are pirate-like, but that doesn't mean that they synergize with the other pirates. Though it's probably pretty likely that they do. But yeah, the synergy is either some sort of bonding or movement bonding, or potentially he just buffs them in some way, or that's just the theme and there's really no actual gameplay mechanics that indicate that. That's also possible, right? A lot of this can just be lore and not actually have any abilities to back it up per se. They could just be part of the Exiles. They could all be Exiles, but just have their own separate abilities, and that's fine too. So a fair bit there to unpack. We got 2 new units, both for Aquila, and not any one particular faction. Part of me thinks that they could be part of the Dawn Raider Syndicate, but I'm thinking not. I think they're going to be just kind of doing their own thing. I mean, they are the Exiles of the Sundered Sea, so I feel like that could be a natural fit into the Dawn Raiders, but not necessarily. Obviously, he's a dwarf, so he's going to be able to bond with the Axe Grinders, which is dope and cool. I mean, I always love that, even though he's a pirate dwarf, and likely has synergy with the Exiles. The cross synergy with the actual dwarf squad that already exists is natural and great, and I love it. So I think it's stuff to get excited about. I mean, again, it's really cool. And I think, honestly, the most exciting thing for me today was, again, that miniature. Like, the first thought to me was like a sigh of relief, because I saw the simplicity of the design when I compared it to the concept art, and I was just like, the miniature just looked Heroscape to me. And I loved that. I loved that because, again, the concept art's really detailed and really cool, but you kind of get that feeling like it's not Heroscape, because Heroscape kind of has that cartoony, soft, feeling to it that still makes it really cool and fun, but not like these other miniature games. But that miniature was like, no, okay, clearly they're doing their job right? Is you can't really make it as detailed as a concept art. Concept art, they're just there to give you a concept, give you an idea, give you what you want, then you pare it down and actually make the miniature look the best it can in a simple form, make it look Heroscape-y, make it look smooth. Now, is that going to be the case for all miniatures? Some miniatures will be more detailed than others. I mean, Heroscape, some miniatures are more detailed than others, that's fine. But I just, sigh of relief, I was like, that looks like a Heroscape miniature, I'm excited. So that was my thought. So of all the different updates, that was my favorite one, I think, just because it was something on my mind, and you know what? They're doing a great job. So get excited. Tomorrow we have been promised 10 figures. If we only get 8, I'll still be happy. If we only get 2, I'll still be happy. But we've been promised 10. So let's see what happens. Anyway, I know it's late. You guys are probably going to see this late or early tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.